Hello, Aquarius. So nice of you to join me in this moment in space and time. This is a love and relationship and romance reading for the sign of Aquarius for November 2017. Now, it doesn't matter if you're sun, moon, rising, cross watching, male or female, as long as you set an intention for the reading and it pertains to Aquarius, you're at the right place. We're going to get to the ticky-tacky, the nitty-gritty. It's going to be a bit of a streamlined reading to look at you and them and some of the potential outcomes for a future, okay? And my intention, as always, is for healing and for revelation for these readings. So thanks again for joining me, for all your support and views over the last year. It's been really awesome to read your cards for you guys. Aquarius, this one is for you. We're just giving tarot a little time to get mixed up, shuffled up, and we're going to get at it. So, yeah, I don't know what more I can say to make some chitty-chatty while tarot's taking its time for you guys. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all in a good space and at a good point on your journey. Always moving forward, filled with love, bliss, abundance, understanding, caring. All those good things that make self-love and relationships that much better, or even the foundation of. Okay, that's all it took for tarot to be ready. We're going to pull some cards. Without further ado, post haste, if you will. Let's get her done. For some of you, that's the saying, right? We'll get some cards out and have a look and see what's going on. Okay, Aquarius, what have you pulled? You pulled card number 10, Major, the Wheel of Fortune. So this is the card of the destiny, overall, the change, the ebb and flow of things, the rising and the subsiding of the tides. And as it pertains to relationships, at this time, you could have recently just entered into something new and promising, or you could have recently exited something that was no longer serving you. See, we have sort of like these 4 directional points on the wheel, none of which is better or more positive or negative the other. They all just describe a different portion of the journey as it pertains to like your heart and your loving energy about you as it refines, as it progresses, as it grows stronger, okay? Sometimes that is with somebody and sometimes that is without. So the feeling I have when I see this card for you, Aquarius, is that whatever side of the coin you're on, single or in a couple at this time, be ready for change, or be at least playable to the dynamics of things. It's kind of like when you're dating and you think you found the one you want, and then all of a sudden it's like they get scared off because like maybe one partner becomes a little bit too clingy, or you get scared off because they're exhibiting signs of like maybe never changing or not wanting to try new things. The Wheel of Fortune in this saying is be open to the new. Be dynamic, be willing to be adaptable in relationships, for partnerships, and even for yourself if you're in search of that relationship, okay? Not a bad card to see there, but it's moving energy, it's dynamic energy, it's flow, it's force, and sometimes can even be pressure, but not so much so with this wheel. I feel this is just sort of more of like an even flow kind of thing, like Pearl Jam, right? Like ebb and flow or even flow, so to speak, all right? Now, for the other, they pulled a reversal on the 4 of Pentacles. So this gives me an indication that whoever your intention is set on might be a bit closed off at this time, or acting a little bit miserly due to some financial woes, or they have recently liquidated a lot of assets and become like a little bit more free to move about. And maybe that's why the call is there for the dynamic, is maybe they've recently sold their home or bought a new car, or something has changed directly in their environment and for some reason it's affecting you. Hopefully we're not in a situation, Aquarius, where you're into a partnership where a partner's like independent troubles, they end up taking it out on you. I'm hoping that's not the case. But don't worry, whatever this is not lasting long. This is like a cyclical thing that's going on here with them, I feel. It's almost like, you know, people that, you know, sometimes they get a little bit financial insecurity, and even though they might have, you know, a couple $1,000s locked up in the bank and, you know, even 5 figures, and they say, oh, I'm broke, you know, I don't know how I'm going to make ends meet because, you know, that money is for something else. Or there could be a situation where combining bank accounts or making that that step towards a financial partnership within the relationship is at question at this time. Okay, and as well, this could be a situation where somebody may have prior obligations with their money to an ex. This could be through child support payments or alimony or something like this, where they're like viewing themselves as like a little bit maybe unworthy or bummed out about it, or that they might think that you might judge them as a result of that. Not saying that you will, but there's something dynamic or shifting or changing, and it is in regard to money, okay, and that sort of thing. So let's see your intention and expectation for these relationships. A Three of Cups reversed. Okay, so some of you might be feeling that a partner is maybe limiting social options. And what I mean by that is like somebody could be like wanting to pull you away from friends, or somebody could be not wanting to engage with your friends at this time or within your social circle. They might feel like embarrassed or maybe too busy, or maybe they just, it's not something that they want to do, where it's like you're encouraging them, I feel, to come out and be a part of your life, meet the people that are important to you in your life. And there might be some opposition to that. And for some of you, the reverse of this could be true. You may have a new partner here where certain friends are a little bit potentially judgmental or rumorsome about them, about their habits, or there could be a little bit of jealousy that is or envy that has been created as a result, okay? And some of you will be taking time away from good friends in order to spend more time with your partner, or to limit this social activity so that maybe there's a little more snuggle time or Netflix and chill time, right, with your partner, as opposed to going out and doing the same old routine with the girls or the guys, okay? So that's kind of what's being affected there, okay? But I think see that card there, it's like you guys are trying to bring someone into the fold. That's the feeling I have for a little bit. It might be a little bit of a struggle. They have pulled the Ten of Pentacles. All right. So this changes. Their expectation is that you're looking at a situation where their expectation is that sorry, I'm really fighting for the words here. Relationships should provide stability. I feel as if in their mind that is kind of one of the main driving motives or purposes, intentions, expectations of the relationship for them. Now, this could be very strongly rooted in an earth sign, a Virgo, a Taurus, or a Capricorn, but it doesn't have to be. This could just be somebody who's very like practical. They're not overly emotional. They can be very loving. It's not to say they're like a robot or anything, but it's just to say that there's they may just be viewing it as very practical, as very like relationships must be commonsensical. I would like to see some silliness come into this person's environment or atmosphere, and hopefully maybe you can do that, or they need to lighten up a little bit, is the feeling I have from the cards I pulled for them so far. It's they're bogged down. There's some worry about money. There could even be worry about estate, family issues, or like I said, this past family issue. For a lot of you, that's going to be relevant, where it's like maybe they feel stuck, or maybe all they do is bitch or talk about their ex and how much it brings them down. And it's like, it's tough for you to remain dynamic in that. And maybe your friends are telling you, like, watch out for red flags. You might be able to do better, things like that, where it's like you are almost like kind of not knowing, right, and that sort of thing. And for others of you, this is again shows the newness of relationships. I feel a lot of Aquariuses have begun something new here. This 10 is a completion of the cycle, but there's already the beginning of the new chapter in this card, right? So if you're recently into a relationship, there could be a lot of like conversations, getting to know that person, understanding if the compatibility is there through like dating and things of that nature, okay? Near future for you, you pulled the card Transformation. Wow, Aquarius, you guys are going through a lot. You guys are really being asked by Source to be dynamic in your thinking and in your feeling at this time. So if you are single, please take heart that this is a time, I feel, where Source has separated you out in order for you to have a return to self-love or some sort of symbiotic relationship with Spirit. That a potential partner or another person may draw you away from, where it may not necessarily even be your path. I feel like it's a very busy time for you as well, but this card to me signals that this trying of new things is going to be the window that takes you into the place where you singles would be meeting that potential partner, that potential new person. There's something about you that is changing or is about to change in order to prepare you for a better relationship or a longer lasting relationship. Something is new, something that is not as cyclical. All right. Now, that being said, this is a very democratic process when we see this card. Everybody goes through changes in their life. Everybody goes through sort of like mini growth spurts of maturity, like bursts of revelation where they become stronger, smarter, sweeter, all of that sort of all wrapped into one. And that's what I feel is affecting you at this time are some of these changes, Aquarius. So take heart. Like, it's not like it's if it's beyond your control, and if it's sort of beyond your scope of like, wow, I've never been single for this long, or I've never been without somebody, like, this is for a reason. This is to show you something, and it's asking you to just take heart, hold tight, and trust in yourself, and get down to some self-care. It's going to be pivotal for you. Okay, now for the other person, oh my goodness, this person really needs to lighten up. In the near future, this person has potential to worry themselves almost to the point of like anxiety and suffering. We've drawn the terrible Nine of Swords here. And this card is mental anguish. This card is frustration. This card is like clinging to some sort of hurt or pain, okay? Or transgression that may have occurred, or something like that, where someone's unable to maybe forgive themselves or another. So it very much comes back to this situation where I feel the intention that you set on is like, what I'm seeing here is two people that may be entering into a relationship that maybe are like not even really ready for it. Or if you're experiencing trouble in relationship, it may be a good time to not burn a bridge, but to take some time apart in order for some healing to take place on both sides at this time, right? Rather than trying to force anything to make somebody or to make something that just isn't there or is too much of a struggle. Because if anxiety is being born or brought into a relationship of other pre-existing notions or conditions, thoughts, it's going to take root in that relationship and could be like a weed in the garden, so to like the longer it's left, the bigger it grows without clipping it off or taking time, the stronger the root grows, and it's tougher to get it out later. So let's make sure that you, your partner, your beloved, or even just the other person you've set your intention on, maybe some time, take time. That's what this card is saying to me, because there's healing that needs to occur on this side, and there's change that wants to occur on your side. So it's very interesting, okay? Now, down the road, eventual outcome, we've got a reversal on a Temperance card, okay? So if you do try to force anything, if you do try and push anything that is not there, remember we talked about the ebb and the flow, just kind of like everything kind of coming and going, or wherever you're at this time. If you're actively out there directly trying to change it, I mean, it's good you're taking action, but it's like different to be assertive rather than to like be sort of forcing things or trying to control it when it's just too much of a fight, because that could be carryover. That could end up in your sector over here, and we really don't want this. We want this to remain as a balanced thing for you. So if social approval from friends, family, things like that is important to you for someone that you bring into your life, into your fold, and they just maybe don't fit, don't struggle with that, please. It's a draw on your energy that doesn't need to be so. This is like other things that can be resolved by patience and communication and things of that nature. And as well for you, Aquarius, I feel like a return for a lot of you to better eating or to better level of self-care is what this change is all about. Source is almost asking you, being like, okay, are you healthy enough? Are you loving enough within so that it can be mirrored in terms of actually a manifest relationship, or relationship happening outside of yourself, right? That kind of thing. All right, I don't mean to analyze it to death, but that's what these cards are showing me. It's kind of like you just need to take a break. You need to take this time for yourself and accept that it doesn't have to be loneliness, but that it can be healing, changing, transformational solitude, all right? And this person might be butthurt over there. Like, you may have to like sort of let them down, let them know you're not burning a bridge here. You're not, but they may be quick to anger this person. I feel they may be quick to like sort of come off the cuff emotionally, like this feeling of taking other things out on you is still coming up, or misplaced aggression, or misplaced judgment. You know, even the card states it like forthrightly so, that this person, they may need to like a simple shift in thinking or perception could help this, but for others it will go much deeper, where it's like you're kind of a reflection to them right now, because they see maybe a change that's going on in your life, and they're like, well, why can't I be that dynamic? Why can't I be that transformational? Why can't I figure the things out, the need? And you're like kind of mirroring, you've taken on the role of their mirror, where they need to go through the healing process, and you're just kind of in transition, you're just kind of changing, right, as this mirror. So you know, it's going to kind of be like, if you don't make the initiative to say, let's take this time, let's heal together, let's let absence make the heart grow a little bit fonder here, you may find that this may grow into something where it's like there is more clashing, or there is more aggression, just due to the fact that if they don't get the healing that they need within self, and they're looking to you for it, you may become resentful, or there may be resent that could be growing from one side of it or the other. Okay, now I wish I had better news for you, Aquarius. For a lot of you, singles especially, it's going to be a very reformational and healing time. For those of you in couples, what I would suggest is, if you are having a little bit of trouble, just tread lightly. You don't have to walk on eggshells, but do your own things. Encourage and take time. Be in another room. Do another thing. When it's time to come together, let's speak softly. Let's talk about this. Let's, you know, if there's situations that you have to dance around in order to, you know, make it work, it's going to be tricky. But it's not to say that this person can't go through some healing with your outside fringe level encouragement, we call it, right? Or intervention sort of thing. All right, Aquarius, I love you lots, and we'll see you next time.